He's new. Hi guys, I'm Maria, this is Bruce, and welcome back to Cine Club. I'm back to give you another top 5 Netflix recommendations, and it's been quite a while, but I love doing these because I feel like you're always stuck on finding something on Netflix. So I would love to recommend you some stuff that I know you will like, and I know it's going to just brighten up your day. And especially with this list, because this is my feel-good movie list. Sometimes you just want to watch something happy. You want something that will brighten up your day. You want something that's going to make you feel good about life and about movies, you know, especially when you're sick or you just don't want to do anything. So don't worry, I got you covered. These are my top 5 feel-good movies on Netflix at the moment. My number 5 is a remake from a Spanish movie, and it's called Elsa and Fred. It stars Christopher Plummer and Shirley MacLaine, and I actually love the original. It's a Spanish-Argentinian movie. Super funny, such a great idea, and they just remade it. The same movie, same dialogue in English, and I think it's in New Orleans, but I seriously recommend it. It's just such a great, it just makes your heart feel light. It makes you feel so good about life. So Elsa and Fred is about this old, bitter man who his wife has just passed away, I think maybe a year or so, and he moves into this new apartment. His daughter is like super smothering. She tries to take care of him a lot. He takes a lot of pills. He's just, you know, he's an old person and he doesn't have much to look forward to. And she just kind of brings some joy and some trouble into his life. It's a great movie because it lets you see that it's never too late to start living. It's never too late to just forget about so many precautions and so many worries and so much stress. There's so much to look forward to. There's so much to do in this life, no matter what age you are, no matter at what stage in your life you are, whether you're single, you're married, or you're just having trouble deciding who you want to be. There's always a chance to look at life with a positive attitude, and there's always a chance to have an amazing day. My number 4 is a classic, and if you haven't seen this movie, you have to see it. And if you have, I'm sure you're not going to mind watching it again, and that is Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I think everybody at one point in their lives has wanted to be Ferris Bueller. I know I constantly think, what would Ferris Bueller do? Because I feel like that's the answer to having a really great day and just being a much cooler person. But if I was being really honest with myself, I'm Cam. I'm Cam. I worry too much, I feel like I'm sick all the time, and I just don't want to try some new things because I'm afraid that I'll get caught, I'm afraid something will happen, so I try to channel my very small Ferris Bueller inside and try to be a much better and cooler person. Anyway, Ferris Bueller's Day Off is about this high school kid who thinks, well, his motto is like, you know, life happens really fast, and if you don't stop and look around, you might miss it. And it's so true. So he decides to skip school one day, take his best friend and his girlfriend on this day in Chicago, I think it was Chicago, and just live it up. Go to museums and go to really expensive restaurants and pretend to be somebody else. It's just the perfect day you want to have and just want to leave everything behind. The movie is really funny. The movie is a classic. Matthew Broderick, I think, at his best and looking oh so cute, and it brings a smile to your face. There's so many great scenes, and if you're not having a good time or smiling by the time everybody's singing Twist and Shout, oh man, I don't know what to tell you, but it's one of my favorite scenes, it's one of my favorite movies, and I kind of want to watch it right now. My number 3 is a very sweet movie that all happens in just one day, and it stars 2 amazing female actresses, and that movie is Miss Pettigrew Lives for a Day. It stars Frances McDormand and Amy Adams, and I think this is the first time I was ever introduced to Amy Adams as an actress in any lead role, and she just blew me away immediately. She plays this actress who wants to get this really big role. She's super bubbly and perky, it's set in the 40s, and she has a whole dilemma with these 3 men. And in comes Miss Pettigrew, who is this nanny who is not really getting a lot of work. The agency she works for just is done with her. She's not doing very well, and in a last attempt to getting a job, she decides to pretend to be a social secretary for this actress, and that's how the 2 of them collide, and that's how the whole messy day starts. It's hilarious. It all happens in a day, and I think the dialogue is great. I think Frances McDormand is just amazing in it. I love it every single time. I've watched it more times than I can count, and I think it's maybe one of those hidden gems that people don't know about that is on Netflix, and I love it. I highly recommend it. If you don't like it, we're gonna have problems. Sorry, I didn't mean that to be menacing, but you really should watch it. My number 2 is another movie that I have seen way too much. All of these movies I've seen way too much, but this one, I think I know it back to front and front to back. And that is The Birdcage. It's one of the funniest movies I've seen. It's so sweet and it's just, oh, it just makes my heart warm. I absolutely love it. The movie is set, I think, in the 80s, 90s in Miami, when Miami was booming and it had a lot of clubs. You know, South Beach was just beginning to become something different. And it's about this gay couple who own a drag club, and it's Nathan Lane and Robin Williams. And Nathan Lane happens to be the star of the show, so he's uber dramatic, he's very sensitive, everything is just, you know, worth fainting over. He's just fantastic. And Robin Williams is sort of the counterpart, he's very steady. So they're this couple who own this very famous drag club. Their son comes over from college to tell them that he's getting married at the age of 20. Not only is he getting married, he's getting married to the daughter of a very conservative politician. So the whole movie is about how this couple can appear to be normal in front of the eyes of their future in-laws, so that they have no problem with the marriage and their son can actually marry the love of his life. It's just such a sweet, funny movie, and every time I feel like I need cheering up and I feel like watching something funny and at the same time very heartfelt, I always go for this movie. Now, my number one pick is a movie I discovered very recently. I think it's from 2014, and it stars one of my crushes, Simon Pegg. And the movie is Hector and the Search for Happiness. So the movie is about this psychiatrist, and he's kind of just stuck in this lull, in this very like automatic form of his life. He has patients that he cares about, he has his amazing girlfriend, an amazing apartment, but he seems bored. He seems like there should be more thrill out of life, and he's just not getting that. So he decides to go on this amazing journey in different countries to find out what happiness really means to people. He goes through the Orient and Africa and the United States and just finds out that happiness has many definitions, so you can find happiness in many different ways. And it just kind of helps you realize that there's so much that we can be grateful about, there's so much that's right in our faces, but we decide to focus on the negative, and so we don't see the wonder of life. If you like to travel, this movie is for you. You'll see a lot of great scenery, a lot of different cultures. It's really sweet, it's funny, it's got a few tear-jerking moments. It's got the whole package, in my opinion. When you're feeling down, when you're having a bad day, I think this is the movie that you need to see. So guys, those are my top 5 feel-good movies from Netflix. If you have any other suggestions, please leave them in the comments section down below, because I love finding out new movies, especially movies like this. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. You know that is always appreciated. And if you would like more recommendations, movie reviews, and other top 5 lists, go ahead and subscribe to my channel for a weekly video. But until then, I hope you guys have a great week. I hope you get to check out one of these movies, and I will see you on our next movie date. Bye! Bye, Bruce. Going like this. I feel like the Little Rascals when they go like this. Okay, I'm done. Bye.